then the other two are the full 6-year term, so. Mr. Sampson?
I just wanted to ask, is there another way besides? Is there another way to disseminate information besides Facebook and/or the website?
We have a newsletter that's coming out.
Because a lot of people might not know about the meetings, when they are, if there were changes and so forth. If we could disseminate information a little better. I mean, the only reason I knew, I just happened to see on Facebook that there was an opening. Maybe I'm not by myself. Other people might need that information a little more differently.
I had Comcast in here, like the first year I was in office, and they gave us a proposal to possibly film here. And I'm wondering if we can get them back in here.
Called a PEG. You can have a TV channel set up. It typically costs more than the money that they would give you for it, but they can set it up for you to broadcast on Comcast.
When's our Comcast contract up? Still have what?
Comcast,
We just did the contract.
Just did the contract.
But I believe it's worked into the franchise agreement.
Okay, all right. So maybe we can reach out to them, see if maybe get the meetings on.
Yeah, we'll see what the additional cost is, but yeah, absolutely.
I think we'd be required to maintain all the camera equipment and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. King?
Yes. In the last several years with Comcast, it's always been too costly. I just want to let you know. They give you $5,000, and if it costs you $2,000 a month, that's $24,000. It's cost you money.
Right.
That's why. On the budget, you brought up.
We never had that figure, Bob. The $2,000.
Yes, they did.
No. We had the 5,000. I've been aware of the whole thing. We had the 5,000, but we're not familiar with what the total costs were
Yeah,
on the
that's.
channel.
Well, they came, people from Comcast came, and they said the money was more that you wanted to spend. It had to be over a couple $1,000 to do that. And I remember that.
No, I'm aware too, Bob, but I was involved with that directly. We had a pitch given to us, and the board never at that time.
They didn't want to spend the money.
No, the board at that time never went any further to get any more information. We had Comcast give us a pitch. We never went any further to find out the total cost.
They gave a ballpark figure of
I
what
was
it
on the board.
cost.
I'm on the board.
Hey,
We
10
never.
years, Ed, they've been doing it. They have
Okay,
always,
okay.
okay?
Right.
When you go back and you talked about the trash removal. Now, we're 10 years back, and you're going to say you're going to let it go for like 2005, 2006, 7, 8? You don't worry about that money now?
We said possibly, I mean, that was part of the budget.
It keeps going
meeting.
back, it keeps going back.
I think they were just not counted as revenue on the budget.
Yeah, it's not that we wouldn't take it, it's that don't put it on the budget so that it appears we have more money coming in than we're
Right.
getting.
Well, what, they always getting a penalty then, every time, it's building up,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Is that
a lien.
telling me?
Yeah,
There's a lien.
yeah, and then a lien will go on the house, and if they don't pay it, then it goes to sheriff, so.
And for some of the new people that want to get in like park and rec and all that, and the paperwork, and how much money's in there, nobody knows how much money's for the park and rec anymore. I don't think they still know, right?
We have
You still have
Yeah, we have-
200,000, 250,000?
somewhere around there.
About 250.
Yeah, we still have we still list it in the treasurer's report every month, how much is in that account.
But sometimes some of the paperwork is not done in the, for the budget. I mean, not that, when you go in and check the paperwork in these Fallowfield, different departments, you know, like the Park and Rec, every month when they have meetings.
Yeah, the meeting minutes and
Yeah.
stuff. Sometimes
It's
if
not
they
up
don't
to
have,
date, it's
yeah,
not up to date.
on the website you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah, that I don't know, I'd have to look and see.
check them all, they're all
I know
behind,
a lot of times we're hanging.
they're all behind.
Okay,
Especially Park and Rec for you guys to know.
well, they just started, so.
Well, wait, no, I'm talking previous years. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because if they wanted to find out information, you know what I mean?
yep.
They don't, there's no work.
Question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I kind of feel we need to solve the vacancy board problem. So, is it improper if I throw a motion on the floor to fill that spot?
You can't do that today.
Yes, well, actually, we could, it's a special meeting, so we can vote. I mean,
You're missing
if
two.
we wanted to, I mean, we could, it's just a matter if we wanna give more time for other people to possibly put their name in that are interested.
For the vacancy board?
Correct, and then we would vote on that first before the supervisor position at the next
I mean,
meeting.
vote on the vacancy board position first.
Right, at the next meeting.
Okay.
That way we give more time for everybody that wants to be involved a chance.
It'd give Carol a chance to vote too.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's not here this evening. The 2016 road project, this is the one that we kind of pushed off, and now Carol's not here this time, but just to give Mr. Lambert a chance to go over it. They have come down since the last time. I see in price tag, correct? So I don't, did they take something out, or did we change the specs?
No, actually, you look below there, the roads at South County Road, there's a couple spots, what we was talking about down there, and Goosetown Road, Westchester Road, where that dip is, that's all in there too. I hope you guys have it there.
Okay,
That's included too also.
okay, but did they just come in lower, or did we, are we doing
Uh,
less on
We're not
Fairview?
going- If you take notice, the milling at 125 is, we're not gonna do a lot of milling, we're just gonna put a line and then surface everything, level everything up.
Okay,
So you're not gonna, so you took some of the milling out. That's
still
all.
get some of the milling in, okay, I was
So
just
you can
wondering.
put a
what the
leveling
change was.
course, and it'll,
But also some sections there of Goosetown, South County, and Westchester, okay.
yes, South County, those
And
spots,
that
yeah,
comes in just $400 over our budgeted amount, which,
right. And
It's a lot
then
better.
them spots actually, South County Road was 9 by 65. Another spot, two spots for 9 by 29, and 9 by 29, and that's gonna be filled in with 9.5 millimeters level. And Westchester Road has a dip in it right where that manhole is, and the one on Goosetown Road. That was added in.
okay.
How about the western side of the township though, do you have any recommendations for that? Is there any damage on the western side? That's all east side.
Yeah, that's just on that side, yeah.
And again, Tag, just not to belabor this, but given the, I mean, some of the things that have been stated tonight with Fairview Road and the amount of travel, it's not a main road in the township that we travel on. There's not a lot of residents in that area for that. I did identify that in Wallace Township, there is an area similar to East Fallowfield with mansion-style homes, and they have they modified down as a road, which decreases travel, which is some of the things that have been stated over the years. That's why speed bumps are in that area, is because they don't really like the traveling through their area. With the money here, I realize that we would lose liquid fuel money with using the 2A modified, but is there a big gain for the little bit that we might give up in the liquid fuel money in the section, say it's a 0.8 of a mile or 0.6 of a mile that's given up in our liquid fuel? Do we not gain a lot more money for use for roads that might need, that are heavily traveled, that we can use this money for, in your opinion?
Well, the only thing I did, like, come back to the board was worst road in the township.
This is again, the worst road in your opinion in the
Worst road
township?
in the
Okay.
township. I took Mr. Lambert out and showed him the rest of the roads in the township, and that's one of the worst roads. I mean, unless we don't want to plow it in winter time, because it'd be hard to plow in winter time.
Are you able to plow 2A modified?
If you could, yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get down through there and try to plow it, the way it is.
Do you know what the breakdown funny is for liquid fuel per mile? Can you find that out for me? I mean, or is there a vote tonight on this, or?
We have a motion that we could do. We were gonna let Wilson be able to vote, but Carol's not here as well, so.
Right. Now we're back to those things.
Yeah, there's not a motion on the floor right now,
Oh, I
but
thought you did.
So
No.
can you find me, I'm just curious, just for any future things, and it's not particular to this problem, I would like to know, what the breakdown is per mile with the liquid fuel money, and just, and just figure out what it is and how much is being spent, because it's
I think
$150,000,
it's $4,000 a mile.
$4,000. So potentially, we could give up $4,000 for this little section to be repaired and possibly go with 2A modified, which some folks might know, I mean, it's a lot cheaper by a dump truck load. So we could repair this spot out of the general fund for a lot less, and then we have a lot more in our liquid fuel budget to repair major roads that are traveled by residents. I mean, should we survey maybe the residents in that area if they want 2A modified? There's been a big fight for the area, no travel. We don't, I mean, there's even been residents that put up signs saying this road's closed on their own behalf, trying to shut down traffic. Maybe they might want 2A modified like Wallace Township has. And in the long run, we have a lot more money in our liquid fuel to attack major roads in the township that are traveled more. I mean, if it's just possibly giving up 3,000 out of liquid fuel for a certain section to become 2A modified, that's $147,000
You guys
for.
are the board, I just bring it back to you.
I know,
Like
but
I do every year.
Right. I'm just pitching an idea. I mean, since we're not voting,
And you
you know.
guys make your decisions.
Right, but, well, I guess how long of a stretch would it be for all those bad areas? Because I've driven up there, and there's a couple different areas, some of them are worse than others. I mean, I guess we'd have to know how far of a stretch you're talking about.
Sure.
Because I'm sure if we did one section of it, they would want the whole road to be. And then,
Take it down.
yeah, take it.
Well, we're
Yeah,
not
that's
taxing
why I
the whole road.
Yeah.
What,
There's
if-
sections.
If we take a section of the road off, we lose the whole road?
Or a larger chunk of the
A
road.
larger-
It's all gonna depend on the PennDOT specs and how, how they treat the road, like if you only put 2A modified on a certain portion of a road between two intersections, that might knock it out all the road between those two
You
intersections.
might lose the entire road.
Might
Right.
lose the entire road, okay.
But these are,
It's a
I mean,
PennDOT question, PennDOT issue, but.
Maybe that's something we could reach out to PennDOT and see what the answer to that's gonna be. Get the cost per mile and what would happen if we did a section of 2A, that way you have all the information. I mean, that's, that
and also the
road's,
possibility of the residents in that area, I mean, just contacting, I mean, I know we're short on time. And this might be, right, I know we're short on time, but this, obviously, this came up the way it did, but the fact is that there's been such a demand by residents in that area to not have high flow traffic, and one thing that I noticed Wallace Township did is, they have 2A modified, no one's boogieing down those roads because they're kicking rocks up on their cars and stuff, so they're avoided. And that's one thing here is where we can just repair this road with 2A modified, if it can be maintained, and then in the long run, we have so much more money in our liquid fuel budget to attack roads where we're having major traffic going down. And that's the problem. I mean, this is a huge chunk of money for what? How many residents are we talking about in that area? Maybe 4 to 6?
Well, you know, that.
I'm not faulting, I'm not.
Fairview Road's been on the list now probably since 2010.
Right.
I mean, and I try to tell the board that, and we've been going over and over, skipping it. Now we got a road that's all apart.
yeah, I've been down there,
I have too. I'm just saying that, I'm not saying no repair. I'm bringing out a potential repair that I've seen in another township that they use for areas where obviously they're not demanding high flow traffic as well. And then we are short on money for roads that need to be repaired throughout this township, and this is a large chunk of money to go that way, where potentially we could use this money elsewhere if it was cost effective, that's all. I mean, is this the right time for this? I mean, obviously this came up so quick, but, I mean, I'm just trying to pitch an idea of why we don't have enough votes to even go forward tonight anyway. You know, so maybe it's good to get some of these answers for the future, given what I've witnessed as a resident in the audience. I mean, there's been large demand. They just don't want the traffic. So,
I mean, if we can get that information for the next meeting, hopefully all 4 of us could be here so we can make a vote on it.
yeah.
So the next meeting's August 23rd.
Is there ample
23rd.
time to do the road if we wait until August 23rd? Or is
Yeah,
that
that was my
dragging
next
along?
question, is, depends on the timing, I guess, too. I mean, they said they wouldn't be able to start till, what, September tag, or?
Yeah, he probably has it on the schedule for like the end of August.
I mean, will we get off the schedule then for this year if we don't?
I mean, last meeting, you guys asked me to go out and get these measurements for the other spots, and I did that.
Yeah, those are good to have on there. Those
They
good.
are, yeah, and I've seen where you marked it out. I mean,
At this point, it's up to you guys. I mean, I don't really care. Really don't. I mean, I try to do the best job I can. It's tough. You gotta have one better. I mean, you seen.
I will say this, I mean, it even came up tonight where people were saying, what is the job of the supervisor? It's not a whole lot, but one of the things is maintaining roads. Now, I'm hearing it's been since 2010, and yes, there's only a few residents down there, but roads got to be maintained. And, I mean, I'm ready to pull the trigger tonight, to get that done, because it has to be done. Even though there's not many people on that road, you know, we are responsible for that. And it's been on the back burner, so it just needs to be done. I am concerned with what you're talking about, Ed, that, you know, if, and it makes sense, if we're gonna lose the whole road, that's one thing, but if we're just gonna lose a certain portion of it,
Yeah, and let it be known, I mean, I'm talking about two different types of repairs. One, that we can possibly save some money. I mean, the road's being repaired through my eyes 100%. I mean, there's no talk of me saying,
Right.
don't repair the road. I'm just, since we don't have enough people here to vote tonight,
Well, we have enough to vote.
we got enough.
I thought you wanted to wait to go.
Well, I said we could wait till Carol, I mean, that's, but I mean, it depends if we want to keep voting off. I mean, we know what her vote was last time, not that it couldn't have changed.
But it's $400 over budget. And I think it might be smart, $400 over budget, that if we just go ahead and fix it, pave it, then the next time that something happens, you know, 2A modified.
Depending on the, yeah, it depends on the road,
Yeah,
so.
but
Yeah, you're not gonna be using two, I mean, if it's not lost, I mean, the idea was to use 2A modified comparable to what Wallace Township is doing, a low travel road that is probably more likely desired to be low travel. And I would use 2A modified going down Westchester Road or, I mean, any of these other roads. I mean, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm just pitching an idea on it, but I'm willing to go forward on the vote as well.
Well, and the only thing is maybe we should, because I don't want it to come back, maybe check with those residents, because when that 2A goes down, that's it. You know, I'd just like to hear from them if they're happy with that. You know, they're happy with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could put the motion out there,
Well, that's a whole different,
so,
I mean,
yeah.
one thing was just said that we wanted to go forward, and then
Yeah.
that 2A modified is a research
Yeah, there's
thing
research
that
involved.
I'm putting, yeah, I'm just putting it out. I didn't think the board was gonna vote tonight, so I was just putting that idea out there, which was brought up at the last meeting as well. I'm just looking at another municipality that seems to be functioning okay, and I was just looking at the amount of money we're spending versus all these roads other people are mentioning tonight, and I was just trying to pitch an idea of a solution.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
prepared to vote.
okay, I mean, the question is, do we want to do the motion or not? But, I mean, if we don't do the or even if it doesn't pass, it sounds like it could fall into next year. I mean, that's the only major concern. I don't know, or will he put us on the schedule if we wait till the next meeting to vote on it?
We'll make the motion, see if you get a second, and then we'll go forward.
I move that the township award the bid for the 2016 road project along asphalt in the amount of $150,471.30 for the road work as identified by the township engineer by letter dated August 4th, 2016 for Fairview Road, Goosetown Road, South Cowan Road, and Westchester Road.
Second.
Questions or comments? Mrs. Crowe?
I remember in the past, when there was a situation like this, that the attorney suggested, I don't know if it applies here, that the motion have another part of it that refers to resolving this question. So there's the motion, and then there's something that says about checking the 2A modified and finding if other residents, or if it stops the liquid fuels for more than just that segment. Can it be attached so that those things can be checked? And if in fact those things are checked and they can't, you know, we're gonna lose too much money or the residents don't want it, then the vote's already done? Do you follow what I'm saying? I don't.
So the problem with doing that with this one is, we don't have 2A modified in the bid package that was advertised and then approved by PennDOT.
Got it.
So that,
I'd have to go all through that process.
yeah, the secondary issue associated with it is, it's essentially delegating discretion to me, which I don't think anyone wants to do. to make that determination. It's really a board decision as to whether or not to go with 2A or not 2A, what's proposed. And, you know, in all likelihood, there might be one person that would respond if, you know, one person would respond.
Okay, so in this
Not for me to
case-
say, okay, we're going with 2A.
Yeah, okay, so it's not applicable then for this, okay.
Right.
Mr. Rhodes?
Yeah, it's in reference to that road there, and you know I'm opposed to it, so basically, and not just because of 4 homes, Mr. Wilson. It deals with other priorities in the township and other roads in the township that I travel every day, and they're all township roads, all right, that are in worse shape. I realize Tag mentioned about snow plowing. We used to snow plow dirt roads, all right, and there's some roads down there, and you don't drop the plow right down the road. You usually put little skids on it on the bad roads. In reference to that road there, I have prices here from last year, and South Coastal did it. They came in, just like you saying, I was under the impression you're going to mill the roads. You can dig them out, but all of a sudden, you're going to have to put a tack coat on that tag in reference to put an overlay on the dips. And you go down to Mike's Plumbing, and when you go to, I don't know which way you go to school there, but when I go down to the VA, I always go down South County Road, and I did bring it up there, and I see Tag went down there and marked little areas. You can dig them out, you can have them milled, but when all of a sudden you're going to put binder over top of it, 3 or 4 inches, you're going to have the same problem we had down Crick Road. That's what they did down at Crick Road, all right? You don't just put blacktop over top of it. You have to put a tack coat anyhow. But, you know, to level it off, that's a quick way to doing it. But that's not the correct way to do it. There are other ways to do it, is to mill it or dig it out, put a binder in there, and then put a top. It's more time consuming. But in reference to Fairview Road, I have a price here, and this was done by a township about a year ago or something, because it's $15,000 per mile of tar and chip. All right? South Coastford did that. And like Derek said, they came down in 1 year, and they did like a binder top, an ID. It looked like it wasn't a real good ID top. It was more of a coarse case. And then the following year they came down there and did a tar and chip. And they came all the way up almost Goosetown Road. All right? And then, of course, Modena did it from the top of the hill on down. So a lot of townships do tar and chips. That, you know, just like he goes around and he does roads with the tire, the cracks. It's temporary. It's a temporary fix. It's not going to solve the problem from the road breaking off. When you have triaxles, you know what triaxles do to the side of the road. You used to have them, all right? And then when you don't have a good base, it breaks off the roads. That's what happened on the new road coming out of Stottsville. And Myers did that. You look at it now. It's all down on the right-hand side coming out of Stottsville. If you go that way, you'll see it. And that road was just done, all right? When you talk about other roads that we have, Providence Hill, that was a new development compared to the other one. I'm glad I've been asking the guys to come out. I know Tag took it, but I'll take you out, and I do have experience of roads too. And I know what alligator means. You know what alligator, that means that the road's cracking up. It's got alligator marks there. So that means it either needs milled down and top. All right, I'm not knocking, I know the 4 people live on Fairview Road, and I'm not depriving them of anything. But we have more roads that need that people use every day, all right? And not that place out, but you can do other work on there. Tag has patched other roads in this township, and I can tell you right down from Dr. Roberts on that turn, and there's one inlet that needs correct because all the stone comes washing down there, the Paul Coyne's old farmhouse. And once you get down past there, where the old boat, you know where the old boat used to be, that's where the road's all busted up at. Well, that could be binder put there. Put a binder there so the trucks can plow it easier. All right? It doesn't cost, and you can put a binder ID mix so they don't look right. The church did that 1 year. Binder and ID mix. All right? That's where you put ID and a binder together so it doesn't look as rough. But in reference to that road there, you're going to make a motion today, and all of a sudden this guy comes down, and Tag did a good job, I'm not knocking him, he goes back and forth, and I see him be frustrated. But at the same time, we got so many other roads that need done. And then you have a contractor, if all of a sudden, Mike, I'll pick on the lawyer. Mike, if you were doing the job, and all of a sudden, my buddy back here had the other bid, he didn't get a chance to bid on it again. We come up with one guy, and I know Ty probably put it out there for Charlestown, Lyon Hall. I know a bunch of the contractor, maybe they were busy. I know this contractor that he's talking about tonight, I know the drivers. They're working in East Marlboro. So they have other towns they're doing. It's not too late. Believe me, people blacktop, the plants don't close up, till after November. That's when the black plants usually start closing up. And all depends on the weather. And there'll be more contractors. And years goes by, contractors say, oh man, I didn't get that job, but I'll bid on that job. We had one horse, and I'm not saying this is a good contractor, what he has. He does good jobs. But at the same time, we're spending $150,000, it was $158,000, and what did you say, $150,000 now? Yeah, well, that's what, 200 something, but we only had budget in our budget, $150,000. All right, and that's what the resident's been asking the supervisor, to try to stay within your budget. And that's what we're trying to tell you tonight. And I can see right now by the way the board's gone there, and believe me, I love the people who live on that road, but I love the people who live, 30 or 40 people who live on the other road where the road is all busted up, and they see nothing done. And then all of a sudden you see one road, and I know it's water over the dam, but you have a road going down the covered bridge that we spent, I'm not even going to quote the price now, but I'll say it's around $80,000 or $90,000 plus speed bumps. And you only had 3 homes there. Nothing was done on all of these developments. All right? So are we picking and choose areas that are not well traveled and it's easy to blacktop? It's the same with the mowing. It's a lot easier to mow and clean ditches on a road that nobody travels. But all of a sudden, if you got to clean ditches on the Charlesburg Road or something, you might have to have a traffic controller. That's like people been going up the coast. You see the guy putting the water line. You have to have people with radios and traffic. But we have a lot of roads in the developments that need work done on. And I'd be glad to take you out. I mean, be glad to take, I've been, come up here once in a while and talk to Tag. And same with the sign. That's a joke too. I mean, I'm sorry, I know. And we did discuss things. They spend a lot of time out on the road, cleaning up, picking up brush. That's something that we got into. I don't know why. We never did that years ago, go around picking people's brush up. That's usually done by contractors. People do tree work and mulch and have chippers. Now the township goes out there, and if the people bring it close to the road, we pick up. And we usually have a backhoe, 2 or 3 guys. That's time consuming. I don't know why we ever got into that. But that's something that the township took on another responsibility, along with doing developments. That's the reason why they have home associations. You belong to a home association, and they come and go. But the township don't have to go there and mow their property, but we do. This one development, we mow the property. All right? No, but they're buddy roads, and we're mowing places that are on township, on state roads.
Okay.
I know. Something, just like the lady know, I keep coming to these meetings, but something, well, we'll have to listen to Buddy one more meeting, and then next meeting, and then nothing gets done. Just like the tires. That tire does bug me, because I see people getting the disease from spite, and I've been asking the board to go there. I'll ask 2 of you, anyhow, I ain't gonna mention the 2, but I asked you to go there, to look at it for something. Because the zoning officers are coming here Tuesday and Thursday, and it goes down to Township, all right? And he told me he only takes a complaint if I write it up.
Okay.
But by me coming to the meetings, that's on the minutes. I don't have to write love letters to the zoning officer to get him to go out there and do the job that he's supposed to be doing. Thank you.
Is there a motion on the floor?
There is,
there a
yes.
second?
Yes.
I I would suggest, you table it. I think it's a complex situation. I think that actually the township wants to get value for what they receive. On the other hand, I guess there's a lot of other moving parts here, and I guess with regards to the state and this liquid fuels and the relationship and the contracts that have been put out, they've been specified in certain areas. Are we beyond the point of return? Can we go to Mr. Porter's idea of another option on that or not? You can't handle that at this point in time? Because if you could, if there are other options, then if you